back to another Chris the Fish Show free video. In this one, we've finally got water going in. Right, so in this video we're going to be getting the wood soaked, ready to go into the tanks, and we're going to be getting them running, or at least trying to get them filled up, and then hopefully running. So keep watching until the end of the video and you'll see how far we got. Right, so the tanks are in, we've got substrate in, we've got water going. It's going to be a good video. Right, so as I said in the intro, my plan today is to try and get all the wood that I've got soaked and in that bin, which I've cleaned out. I'm now currently filling it up so I can soak it all, so when the tanks are ready with water in, I can just put them straight in and they haven't got to float. So yeah, what I've been doing, as you can see from, I don't know whether it's sand or fluff or whatever, because it's all been stored in the shed, so I'm giving it a rinse and a scrub down before it goes in the barrel to soak. You can still see there's a little bit in there, but I'll get that back out and try again. Alright, so as it stands at the moment, it is all in. I've took it all out, gave it another scrub, managed to position it in a bit better. This bit's still sticking out, so the lid is going to be a bit more of an angle rather than flush, but either way it's still covered. So now I'm just going to leave it, and then before I put it into the fish tanks, I'm going to be soaking it again in some boiling hot water anyway. So fingers crossed, when we put it in the tank it should just sink straight down as opposed to floating to the top. And it is official, the plumbing is done, so we'll have a look at that and then we can start filling it up. Alright, so underneath here we've finally got the plumbing all into place. You can see we've got one missing 90-degree elbow, which will finish it off. That's for the return to that tank. But then once that's sorted, we're all custy, we can get running. We've got all the pipe work inside. Yet again, another massive thank you to Adam. And we've just got the weir combs left to do. Thank you very much, Aquamania UK, you idiot. But yeah, there we go. Then we can finally get some water and fish. Whoop whoop! Alright, so once we finally get that elbow in, we can start working on that one. Once the weir comb's all set up and everything as well, we can get the substrate in, which, as I say, I've already pre-rinsed and sorted. Next plan is to get that tank moved underneath here. I don't know yet whether I'm going to have it there or whether I move it over a bit or have a sump there and the tank there, because obviously I've still got to get another 4-foot tank to go there. But then all this will get stripped back and then we can focus on the 5-foot. But for now, one step at a time, let's just get these things running. Alright, so I'm back the next day. The missing 90 elbow for finishing off that sump on that tank will be coming on Tuesday, fingers crossed. But in the meantime, you may see all of the clips. Now, I had a little idea, another DIY Chris job. So I've got some combs. They were like a 4-pack or 5-pack from Harrison's for £1. So I thought, alright, sound, so I've measured them up. Okay, they probably won't look perfect, but they will do the job I need them to do. So I've got comb here, then a little comb here where I've had to chop the whatever end off. I don't understand all the styling sides of it. Then I've got a thicker one here, which I've took a few teeth out for the pipe to go around. And I've done exactly the same on this side. So now I've siliconed them on. I've just got to leave them to dry. Hopefully we'll see what happens. I've put a bit of polystyrene in here as well. Probably don't look the best, but at the same time, that's again for insulation. I will eventually put one on the end of that tank as well, purely because it's by the door. I know we're going to have the double false wall, better looking than that one, but I still want to make sure. Nothing has changed under that bit. I have brought the other sump in for when I have that tank running, but obviously when I do have a tank up there, if it is sumped, it'll have to be on the left maybe, or hopefully should I say, and it'll come down, and then I've got this section, so it's like a little 3-foot sump, and then that's like a little quarantine area, so that's always an added bonus. Yes, I still haven't moved that one over yet, but also we've got another new sticker added to the door. So now you can see we've got them all on here. As I say, when the 5 foot moves and everything else, this door will find its own place and stickers will carry on. So if you've got a YouTube channel or Instagram and you want to put some stickers on here, give me a shout and I'll send you my address to send them over. Obviously I've got a load of my own in here as well, so if you want a sticker, don't hesitate to send me your address and I'll send them out as soon as possible. So yeah, thank you Andy's Fish Room for contributing to my board. Well, I don't know how well you can hear me with the tap running, but this tank has got all the fine gravelled substrate in there, minus the glare. And then in this side we've got a sand base with a little bit of this gravel just to kind of top it up. I will be getting some more black gravel, black sand or whatever to go on top, just to give it that little bit more thickness. But that'll do for now anyway. It ain't too bad. So now we just got to wait for it to fill up. And as I say, we've even got our DIY white weir comb as well. So we just got to take the clamps off. It's had a good few hours to be tested and glue into place. So now we just got to see if it does the job. Right, so I've taken the clamps off of this one. All very strong, which is what I like to see. This one again is on solid, but this one I didn't have a clamp to go over there, so it just came straight off. It's a bit more silicone, clamped up proper tight, so I can't have water flowing over that one yet, so I'll bring it up so far. But at least we know we've got one that's working. I can't bring this one up over to there anyway because I'm still waiting for that 90 elbow. Right, so those that are used to the channel and have been following me for a bit will know obviously this isn't currently running off the kitchen tap, purely because I still haven't fixed my DIY pipe from the garden tap. But for those that are new, for starters, hit subscribe down below, absolutely free. Hit the bell and you'll also get notified when I post new videos, which there's a fair few to come. And as I say, this is just absolutely buzzing for me because I've been waiting so long for these tanks to come, and now I finally got water in one, at least a little bit in that one. Just got to wait for it to fill up, go into there, go straight down into the sump, start filling the sump. Can't do nothing with that one. As I say, I'll probably get it about 2/3 until that's finished and I've got the 90 elbow. Sump's ready for the next tank. I've just obviously got to get some media and stuff for it, but so far we're cooking with gas. I've also used my bottle of prime dechlorinator, which does a lot more than just dechlorinate, and I'm going to be getting a bottle of the Fluval full cycle colony as well. Won't be in this video, probably maybe the next one if I can find the time, but then that one's got to be drained, moved down to here and filled back up again as well. You might see I got a couple of juvie cichlids in here which have happily eaten all the shrimps that's in here. There's also an albino longfin bristlenose in here as well. So a few of the plants are dying off. It hasn't really been treated as well or looked after as well as it could have been. But as I say, once I can get that down to here, it'll have the plant minerals put back in, it'll have them fish taken out, I'll get more shrimps to put back in it, it will get back to how it was before I started the whole reboot of the fish room. And we're about to spill over. Here comes the moment of truth. So far the combs seem to be holding. Oh yeah. Might need to put silencer caps on it eventually, but we'll see. Deal with that when it comes to it. Here we go. Now the water's flowing down the tubes and it should be in the sump. So let's go down to the sump. we have water. Yes, it works. Now the water's flowing through this thick comb. Very good. I don't think it's flowing through the finer combs very good though. Oh dear. Oh well, as long as it does the job, we'll soon find out. So yeah, the flow so far seems to be going through the bigger gaps fine. The fine combs, it don't seem to be working, but as long as I can get the right tool, it should be an easy enough fix, and just chop a few teeth out every other one. Or on this one, every other two, maybe. But so far, so good. It seems to be working anyway. As you can see, the sump is filling up nicely. Water levels coming up to the top of the blue rings. Soon as it fills up enough to come up and over, we know that we're ready. I think it's still flowing through the bottom a little bit because of where I've chopped the corners so that it doesn't damage the silicone on the actual tank itself. But so far so good. Well, that idea seems to work a lot better, but it's not exactly easy with a pair of scissors, so I'm definitely going to have to try and get a different tool to be able to cut them a lot easier. Right, so now that that tank's filled, we're going to start filling this one up a little bit. The sump is definitely filling up a lot as well, straight ass line. Obviously that will lower down once I turn the pump on. Let's see what it looks like actually. So if I turn the pump on, there we go, decent flow as well. Hey, about time. Right, so for tonight, that's pretty much all we can do. So, issues to solve. I've got to cut a few teeth out the combs to make a bit more flow for the water. The stems have got to be cut down a bit, which is going to be an interesting job considering it's obviously filled with water and sealed in with proper pipe sealant. This one we've got about 2/3 of the way up, if not just over half, so we've got to leave that obviously to dry properly before any water hits it. Plus again, I've got to cut some teeth out of these and do the stems on there. When it comes to the sump, I don't know if it's going to be an issue, but because I've cut like a tiny bit out of the corner so that the silicone didn't hit the edge, it kind of flows through a little bit, but you can see obviously it does come up, over, under, etc. Obviously that drains a bit quicker than that flows through, but that might be down to the stems and the combs, so that's another thing to sort out. But in the meantime, so far so good. So you've seen it, it's got water, well they've got water in. So next job is to finish them. So for tonight, that's pretty much all I've got. So yeah, if you've been following me on this journey, thank you all so much. It is really greatly appreciated, all the comments and everything that everybody keeps posting as well. I always reply. I don't get that many comments to be fair, so it's not a problem to reply to every single one, or at least acknowledge that I've seen it. But for now, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll catch ya in the next video when we get this tank moved over and hopefully these tanks finished off. See you later.